Welcome each and every one of you to episode number 2 of my run through of my it's not a complete run, so I'm not gonna call it that, of my Monster Hunter World Series. So I decided to give you some of the tutorial quests, at least the first one. So this is not a huge monster hunt now, but I think we have the option of killing a huge monster in this quest if we feel like it. And I'm going to feel like it if I have the option to do that. Okay, the quest. We'll complete the objective to complete the quest. Easy, right? Each quest has an objective. Yeah. Nothing too important. So we need to kill 7 small monsters. And that's the area where we find them. Okay. Easy. Yeah, supply box. Supply box is actually important. So when you go on a quest, you have this box, and in this box you have supplies. And those are items that you can carry on through to the main game. At least most of them you can't. There are some way that you actually can use. At least in other Monster Hunter it was like that. I'm not 100% sure if it's still the case here. Yeah. And another thing, you see the huge sword this guy has, and the small sword I have. That has nothing to do with me being the weaker character. I could have taken a similar a sword that is as big as his, but I decided to take this one because this is kind of famously the first weapon, basically. Well, not really that famously, but in most Monster Hunters you have that as the default weapon equipped. In this one as well. You have the choice to take whatever weapon you want. Okay, oh yeah, this Monster Hunter has a target lock system, which I am not a huge fan of. I'm not gonna use that. I have the triangle attacks, X for dodging, and I have circle attacks, which are mostly shield bashes with this weapon. And I also can press both buttons together, and that's going to do a charge attack that has a little bit, slightly more range. So the reason I'm not gonna use the target lock system is it just doesn't feel like a Monster Hunter game to me if I use the target lock system. In older Monster Hunters I did not have that, and I feel way more comfortable playing this game having free camera control and not being forced to look at one monster the whole time. Okay, I'm gonna take this with me real quick, and I can skin the monsters. So, as you can see already, a huge part of the game is about collecting stuff. And I also want to say this, I want to rotate through all the different weapons. At least once I want to use every weapon. And I'm going to talk a little bit, at least the first time I take the weapon, I will talk a little bit about what that weapon is about. Okay, I'm just gonna follow them in here. So this the sword and shield is basically, I think it's one of the best weapons for beginners, because it's basically a low risk, low reward weapon. So this weapon has a shield, so obviously you can block, which is not guaranteed. Yeah, by the way, you can use in this game some environment to your advantage. For example, these things, you can hit that, and that will blind the enemies that are in the vicinity, so that's cool. Yeah, the sword and shield is a very easy weapon to use because it's kind of safe to use. You have high mobility on this weapon set. The attacks are fast. That means you can cancel into dodges at basically any given time.
The monster's been immobilized. Now's your chance.
Okay, main objective is complete. Return to base in 1 minute. Okay, I don't have the option to fight a big monster in this quest. Maybe I'll do another quest still in this episode, because that was very short. I mean, that was ridiculously short. Anyways. Yeah, so the sword and shield thing, it's just very safe to use. You have not that much of a big damage output, but there's another mechanic in this game. This game has a jump mechanic, and the sword and shield got, like, you can use the jump mechanic in very unique ways, because you have this dash, and usually you can use the jump mechanic if you have an edge and you roll over it. I don't know, right now there's no edge that I could use for that, but yeah, that's something that you can do. You can roll over an edge and then your character jumps. And some weapons have movement that works similar to a roll, and can also do a jump. Oh, yeah. And the leaping attack with the sword and shield is one of them. So if I do the leaping attack, I am able to jump off a ledge if I leap over a ledge. But also, if I leap up a ledge, my character also does a jump attack, and that jump attack actually has 2 hits, because he will do like he will jump upwards and do like an uppercut motion, and then he also does a hit while falling down. And the jump attacks are really good because, first of all, some monsters have armor, like they have like scales that protect them, and some weapons can like bounce off an enemy. And the jump attacks are immune to that. With jump attacks you can't bounce off, so that's good. And also, doing a jump attack gives you a chance to mount the enemy monster. And then you have a little mini game. If you do that successfully, you can deal huge damage to the monster, and also the monster falls to the ground. I don't want to turn on voice chat right now. So yeah, the jump attacks are very powerful, and this weapon got really good methods of using using the jumping mechanic, because the leap is very good at that. Speak to the smithy. Oh, I need to talk to the smith. Airship engineer. I don't want to talk to him right now. Let's talk to this guy. I don't want to see the tutorial. I can only upgrade equipment right now, which I don't want to do right now, to be honest. Maybe I want to look at this weapon real quick. Exit tutorial, yes. So yeah, the way this works is you can create weapons, but you can also upgrade weapons, and when you upgrade a weapon often enough, it turns into something else. So I can upgrade this sword and shield now, will get a little bit stronger, and then I can upgrade it in 3 different versions, and I cannot see what I need for it right now. Like, a little bit, I can only see the stuff I've already seen, and the weapon will change drastically when I upgrade it. But we'll see that later. I don't want to upgrade any weapon right now. So yeah, I'm going to leave now and speak to the handler. Okay, I think I get another crest, and let's see. If I think I want to do the crest, and that will be it for episode number 2. Okay. Yeah, she tells me now that I can also pick quests up from the board. Yes, thank you. Okay, let's see what kind of quest do we have. Assigned, what is that? Shouldn't know, what? to go out and thin that herd. Yeah, I think that is the quest where a huge monster is an option. So I'm gonna do that right now. Good. I also can eat something in the canteen, but I'm not gonna do that right now. I feel like I don't need to. Okay. The quest is loading right now. So in the meantime, I can talk to this guy.
Greetings.
Ba 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 ba. Okay. He just wanted to talk a little bit. Oh, I can depart. Cool. So yeah, all the weapons have different advantages and disadvantages. I think the most notorious weapon is the greatsword, which is the huge two-handed sword that this guy is also using. That weapon class. Um,
Wanna get going?
but yeah, I think this will be the second weapon I use. I always was a huge fan of the weapon moveset. I like it a lot, and it's a little bit more high risk, but definitely more reward. You deal huge amounts of damage if you land those hits, but they are harder to hit as the hits are slower. The weapon is obviously slower, so I need to kill some of these now. Eh. Oh shit. I think. Oh, man. I suck at fighting these guys. Oh, here's a ledge. I can show you the jump mechanic. So I can do like this, and then I do a jump attack, and I can also just do my leaping attack like this one, and then I'm going to do that. And the leaping attack I can also use to do this, and this is really good. That's a really powerful move there. It deals high damage. You cannot bounce off of enemies. It's fast, and you can possibly mount enemies. I talked about what this move can do and what the advantages of it are. So
Not bad.
okay, I'm not gonna loot every single monster, so I'm not gonna loot these because
Alright.
I'm not gonna need the materials that I get from these.
The Castodon are the least of your worries. There are a lot bigger monsters lurking in this forest. The endemic life around here can come in handy during a hunt. Try to learn as much as you can about them.
Also, I have a stamina bar on the upper left corner. You can see the yellow bar. When I sprint, it lowers, and once I stop sprinting, it
Be careful.
it will refill. And also you can see I bounce off the heads of these guys. Oh man, like those hitboxes are sometimes a little bit bullshitty, to be honest. Gonna focus this guy down first. Oh, I missed him with my jump attack. Think he's dead? Yes, he is. Ah, shit. Like, the hitboxes are so weird sometimes. Oh, boy. Let's heal up. At least a little bit. Oh. Oh, another huge advantage of the sword and shield. I'm always puzzled of how to use it, but actually it is possible to use items while you hold your weapon. While with other weapons you have to put the weapon away first. So that's cool. Oh, and by the way, the moveset of your weapon depends on different things. For example, after a roll you do different attacks with the same buttons than you do usually. So, another pretty cool thing. Also, when you fight, your weapon gets like more blunt, so it deals less damage, and it has a higher chance of bouncing off an enemy. And my weapon right now, you can see that also in the upper left corner is marked red. That means it's very blunt. Okay, that was so dumb. I need to kill this one, exactly that one, and then I have enough for the crest. There we go.
Wait. Hey, come here. Think I found something.
Wait a moment. There we go. The whetstone. Now my weapon is sharp again. So I think now we get a little cutscene. No, we find now trails and we can follow them, and then we find a huge monster.
Look at those Kestodon. Something's up with it.
Oh, we just find it right here. It's that one, and we have the option to kill it right now. We don't have to, but I definitely will. So the Great Jaguars, very basic monster. It got a little interesting mechanic. As you can see, it's like very fat right now because it just ate one of those things as a whole. Oh, by the way, I should collect these because these increase my research for that monster, and research for a monster makes it so that I can make equipment faster out of the stuff the monster drops. So basically, most monsters have some weapons that you can make out of them, and the armor, or sometimes even 2 armor sets that you can make out of them. I think most of them have 2. Oh, it's that way. And yeah. Also, sometimes when you follow the trails, you find items like scales and stuff. So it's really useful to just... Oh, that was just a flower. It's really useful to actually follow those trails. And there we go, monster. And I think I am able to... Oh. I think I might be able to cut off the tail. That's another thing. You can definitely damage some parts of every monster, which makes it so that some items can be dropped that usually can't be, and there are actually a lot of monsters where you can cut off the tail or other parts, and then you can like get extra loot off that, and also weaken the monster in a specific way. Also, some monsters, when you damage the scales, there's a lower rate of like your weapon won't bounce off that easily from the scales when they are damaged with some monsters. And there we go, we mount. Now we have this little mini game where we attack, and there will be another button that we have to press. R2 it is, okay. And we do a little bit damage, as you can see. And once we did enough hits and mounted the monster long enough, there will be like a huge hit that is unique to each weapon. You see, we deal huge amounts of damage, and now the monster lies on the ground, and we can just go in and hit it hard. Oh yeah, that was another thing. If I like, you have the triangle hits. This is normal sword hits with this weapon. Oh, I accidentally healed. Didn't want to do that. So I can follow right behind that monster now, but I wanna make my weapon sharp again. So yeah, you have the triangle button for one kind of attack, and you have the circle button for the other kind of attack. And with this weapon, like, circle button will do how's it called? Shield bashes, and the triangle will do your blade attacks. And if you press both buttons together, you get with this weapon your strong attacks basically, and mixed leaping attacks and stuff like that. This leap is one of those. And if you repeatedly do the strong attacks at the end of a combo, your character will have some very strong attacks. Like, if you press both buttons together, you will get very strong attacks. And you could see that I don't need a ledge to jump with this weapon, so that is pretty cool. So this monster wants to eat something right now. Yeah, it ate something. So some monsters want to eat stuff. They can heal themselves up with that a little bit. Mostly it's not like a huge deal when they heal a little bit. You definitely want to try to stop them from doing that if possible. But you cannot stop them every time, so it's pretty okay that this monster just healed up a little bit. This monster got an interesting mechanic where the monster gets fat when it eats, and when it's fat it has a little bit different moveset. So that's pretty cool. It's really interesting. Oh, he wants to roll. Yeah, he hit me. I think that was the first time I got hit from this monster. And you can see there are scratch marks all over the monster. Those scratch marks are damaged parts of the monster, which means that I get some extra loot for those parts that are damaged. Oh boy, this is good. Now I do like another one of those, and can I do another one? Yeah. Okay, he's...
Look, the monster's almost done for. Chances are it'll retreat to its nest to recuperate.
Okay. I will hunt this thing down and kill it, but I will sharpen my weapon again. So yeah, this is not as hard monster. As you can see, it's pretty easy to dodge most of its attacks. But there will be very hard monsters, but this monster does a good job at teaching you the basics. Oh wait, I wanna mine that stuff. Also, another interesting thing is now the monster is moving different because it's hurt, so that's pretty cool. And also, when it goes to its resting place now, it will lie down. And yeah, now it sleeps, and if I would have bombs or something, I could set up a cool attack. Oh, I broke its head part, and that's good. Oh shit. I got hit. Didn't want it to get hit there. Also, the monster is blinded, so it can't see me right now.
Okay.
And there we go. Things killed. That was pretty easy. Now I will loot this. Maybe they try to stop me, but usually if you kill like a big monster, you can loot the monster without getting interrupted by small monsters for the most part, because the monsters are now scared of us because we killed the big one. So yeah, we did like this optional hunt. It went pretty well, and I think we will wait until the cutscene starts, and then until the mission is completely over. And when the mission is over, I will end the episode. But yeah, that was our first little hunt of a big monster. From now on, I will actually skip every quest where we don't hunt a big monster, but every quest that hunts a big monster I will show you, and I will show off different weapons. And also another thing that I haven't mentioned yet, a little idea that I cannot confirm 100%. We might have some guests every now and then, because this game is designed to be a multiplayer game, and maybe for some missions I will recruit some people who help me with the mission. The monsters get tougher if you do them with multiple people, so it's not that it's just getting easier by doing it with other people together.
Let's check it out.
But it definitely is more fun to hunt together than to hunt alone. So yeah. Oh, this is like we have this little cutscene. I just completely forgot about this.
Hey.
But there we see in the next, I don't know if it was the actual next big monster, but it's also an early big monster, the
Well,
Pookie
you were right.
Pookie.
There's our mark.
It's a chameleon bird that spits poison.
Something's got him agitated. Look over there. What in the heck is that? I've never seen anything like it.
You think it's from Zora Magdaros?
I'd like to find out. But we better report back first. Alright?
Okay, so yeah, there was a part of the huge monster that we saw in the first episode, that the huge mountain-like creature. So yeah, let's collect all the stuff, and then we will go to the blacksmith, and we will take a look if we can, like, already see some kind of armor that we might be able to build. Oh, also our cat levels up. So yeah, maybe if you haven't noticed it yet, these episodes will be a little bit longer, because a single hunt in this game can take up to like 50 minutes. I think it's more like 20 to 30 minutes for the most part in this game, but like in old Monster Hunters, like 30 to 50 minutes was pretty standard for any big monster. And yeah, it definitely can take some time to do a quest here.
Wanna get going?
So yeah, we talk a little bit. That is kind of uninteresting. So
Wonder where the resource center is.
We are supposed to talk to the the provision manager. I don't want to. I want to talk to this guy and forge equipment. Exit tutorial. Yes. Let's see. Nothing interesting here. Also nothing interesting here. Yeah, we can also see like bone and metal and iron are usually like the two basic types of weapons, and most weapons can be built out of one of those two at some point. But what I want to see is if he has any weapon where I can do a third one. I don't think that this will be the case, but I will still for it. Yeah, nah, doesn't look like it at all. Nope. Nah. No new weapon, but armor. Okay, chainmail and leather armor. Right now I'm wearing the leather armor. Next episode I think I will wear the chainmail armor, just to switch it up a little bit. After that we might go to the hunter's armor. I really like the hunter's armor. The armor looks really cool if you have the whole thing. I won't change up armors too much, so I definitely will skip the bone armor. Castodon is only a hand thing, but there's the Jagras armor. So there's this armor consists of parts of the huge monster that we killed, and we can only collect that because we killed the monster. So I will real quick go to the preview. So that is what the armor looks like, and I think the armor is pretty cool. Most armors look pretty cool. But don't get me wrong, I most likely will skip this armor as well. Getting a whole new armor set is usually taking a lot of time. I mean, right here I only need bones, so but on the first glance, but then it's like I need one great Jagras claw for this thing. Oh wait, I actually don't need that much stuff, so this might be actually an option. But I think I will skip this because usually it takes more time to build an armor than it takes to unlock the next armor. So if we want to play it safe, we can just rapidly get new armors. Some people play the game like that, but I don't. Usually when I play this game I actually just wear an armor as long as it takes, like until monsters will kill me with 2 or 3 hits, generally. So yeah, I want to switch out the armors a little bit more often than I used to do it for like this video series, but we will see. Next episode, the chainmail armor. I have that armor already. You start with the armor. This episode I wore the leather armor, so after that maybe the hunter's armor, and then we'll see. I will just take armor that I really like, and mostly from monsters where I enjoy fighting the monsters. That's it for this episode. Next episode, great sword time, and I'm going to see you then. Goodbye.